Live from Hazard, Kentucky, this is Jammin John's Wrestling News. Here's your news for Monday, May 13th, 2019. We start off with some tragic news in the professional wrestling world. Former CMLL/AAA/WCW wrestler Silver King has died at the age of 51 following an apparent heart attack during a Saturday evening match in London, England. Twitter account @LuchaBlog tweeted the following on Twitter regarding this tragedy, saying, "I can confirm now, I hate this. Former CMLL/AAA/WCW wrestler Silver King has passed away after suffering a health issue during his match earlier today." He was 51. Silver King had cut way back on wrestling in the last few years. He'd do a couple high-profile dates and work intentionally with Danto, but he seemed to focus on promoting shows around Torreon. He was last really in the news when two gas station attendants, who'd gone viral on a clip of doing high spots near the pumps and turning them into real wrestlers he'd train and team with on his shows. There's been a few Silver King Juniors, not sure if true in all cases, but some were actually his prized trainees at the time, working as his son. He did a lot of teaching the last decade, including with AAA for a time. Because of the video and because of Nacho Libre, this is going to be the most talked about Lucha Libre death since Perro Aguayo Jr. Just like Perro, the medical reaction seemed slow, if not absent. Aguayo's death led to a lot of talk of change, but it was only talk. I don't know if medics would have helped. There seems to be only a minute between when Silver King loses strength and when he appears to pass away. But it wasn't present when it had to be. Now, a lot of pro wrestlers have already reacted to the tragic news of Silver King's passing. Chris Jericho wrote on Instagram, "Sorry to hear about the in-ring passing of Silver King in England today. I had so many great matches with him when I worked CMLL in the early 90s. And more importantly, he always made me feel welcome. I was a stranger in a strange land and many locals didn't want me there. But Caesar and his partner Johnny, the amazing El Texano, always treated me like an equal. They worked stiff, but I loved it and always dished it back, which resulted in dozens of great matches with the Lost Cowboys versus me and my partner El Dandy. Thank you for taking care of me and teaching me to become a better worker, Caesar. And to me, you upgraded to Gold King many moons ago." Christopher Daniels tweeted on Twitter, "The news of Silver King's passing hits me hard. I was lucky to be able to tour and work New Japan with him. Such a great person. Rest in peace, good sir." Eric Bischoff tweeted, "I am saddened to hear about the passing of Silver King. Like so many of the great luchadors that help Americans appreciate Lucha Libre and make Nitro the success it was, he will be missed. Thank you and RIP." And Sean X-Pac Waltman tweeted on Twitter, "It was an honor to have been friends and shared the ring with the great Silver King. He and Tajano were an amazing team. He truly was one of the greats, and I'm heartbroken to learn of his passing." And I too would like to send good vibes and well wishes out to the family of Silver King. Such a tragic thing to hear about. It does remind me of the Perro Aguayo tragedy, and I always hate to hear about a wrestler dying, and you know, it's always worse when a wrestler dies in the ring. But the only thing that really, shines a light on everything is that he died doing what he loved to do. So, Silver King, thank you so much for all the great years that you've had in pro wrestling and entertaining the fans and stuff. I know that you're shining down from heaven now on this great world of pro wrestling. So thank you so much, and once again, good vibes and well wishes out to the family and friends of Silver King. The WWE announced the following today: Undertaker and Goldberg to clash for the first time ever at WWE Super Showdown. The Saudi General Sports Authority will host WWE Super Showdown at King Abdullah Sports City Stadium in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia on Friday, June 7th at 9 p.m. AST and feature the first ever match between WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg and The Undertaker. In addition, the event will include Triple H versus Randy Orton as they create another chapter of their storied rivalry and a 50-man battle royal, the largest in WWE history. WWE Champion Kofi Kingston, Universal Champion Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, AJ Styles, and Brock Lesnar are also scheduled to compete at the Super Showdown event, which will stream live on WWE Network and will be available on pay-per-view outside of the Middle East. Additional details on the event's matches and regional broadcast information will be announced in the coming weeks. TheWrap.com is reporting that Smackdown Live will remain a 2-hour show starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time when it moves to the Fox network in October, since the network's primetime programming ends at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. The site added that there is still the possibility that additional wrestling action, whether that be some extension of SmackDown or companion programming, could spill over to cable channel Fox Sports 1. Twitter account @WrestleVotes noted the following about Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse segments by tweeting, "One of the only things to look forward to on tonight's show is the Firefly Funhouse taking a darker turn. It's going to catch people off guard in a good way." Also, Fightful.com noted the following regarding Luke Harper's status with WWE. Fightful.com said, "Vince McMahon himself seemed to have a long-term issue with Luke Harper, and that whatever happened wouldn't have mattered anyway, going as far as to say that McMahon decided to hate anything he was involved in long ago." In an interview with TheWrap.com, John Cena addressed his status with WWE and helping younger talent by saying, "The WWE does not need me. I need it, and I love it, and I love every single moment I'm associated with it. But I felt it the first time this year at WrestleMania. I took a step back and looked at everything and realized it is such a powerful machine. I go down to the Performance Center often and speak to the students. I live in Tampa, which is close to Orlando. I am not saying I'm doing this and leaving you guys behind. I'm having a talk with the man in the mirror and saying I might be a step slower and I'm not sure it is right for me to go on. You always want to walk away at the right time and never want a courtesy clap from the audience." Cena continued on by saying, "I'm not sick of it. I'm just trying to have that realistic conversation that not many people in sports entertainment have. They want to hold on to that flame as long as they can. I would much rather leave a lasting impression for what I did than to try to milk the system for selfish gain." In an interview with Megan O'Leary, Ronda Rousey made the following comments about WrestleMania 35, saying, "WrestleMania felt big. It's just I think it just has to do with the time, with the perspective. Me and Liz Carmouche, it felt bigger to me. Even though it was years ago and not as many people watched and it was in the Honda Center, which maybe holds like 16 to 20,000 compared to WrestleMania, where it was in front of like 80,000 people and millions of people watching. I just felt like me and Carmouche was the most pivotal moment, where everything had to happen that way or else women's MMA would have ended before it started. With WrestleMania, it just felt like all the stars were aligned and the whole universe was conspiring for us to succeed, and I had not a single doubt in my mind that we would." Rousey continued on by saying, "But for Carmouche, it was so many outside factors of like, the numbers had to do well and I had to win the match, but I had to win the match in an exciting way. There were just so many other different factors that I had to worry about, and I feel like the stakes were higher in a way even though the venue and the audience was smaller." Thanks to MMAnews.com for the quotes. PWInsider.com is reporting that Impact Wrestling star Killer Kross has asked for his release due to unhappiness over financial and creative issues. Mike Johnson noted that sources indicate that Kross, unhappy with his current pay scale, pushed for a 6-figure guaranteed deal that would bring him far more than what he was currently making working for Impact. Impact reportedly has no plans to grant his release request at this time. Triple H noted the following about NXT TakeOver Toronto during SummerSlam weekend by tweeting on Twitter, "NXT is prepared to take over SummerSlam weekend. Get ready for NXT TakeOver Toronto live from the Scotiabank Arena on Saturday, August 10th. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. And finally, here on Jammin' John's Wrestling News, Becky Lynch and Beth Phoenix engaged in a conversation on Twitter. At one point, Beth congratulated Becky on being in a relationship with Seth Rollins, but then deleted the tweet. That tweet read, relationship confirmed. Congrats Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. Maybe one day we can double date and reminisce on old times." With the news seemingly being confirmed about the rumored relationship, Seth Rollins posted a photo of himself kissing Becky Lynch and wrote underneath that photo, "I guess I'm allowed to post this now." So big congratulations to the man and the Beast Slayer, and I wished him joy and happiness. That is your news for Monday, May 13th, 2019. Check back here tomorrow for another Jammin' John's Wrestling News Flash Briefing on Amazon Alexa devices, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, and iTunes. Follow me on Twitter at John Caldwell, JONCOLWELL. Follow me on Instagram, the Jammin John. If you'd like to sponsor Jammin John's wrestling news or your wrestling promotion, wanting to get your next big event out, you can email me, jzcaldwell@gmail.com. That's JZCOLWELL@gmail.com. Big shout out to Ryan Hurdle and Tony Nelson for subscribing to my Patreon. You too can subscribe to me by going to patreon.com/jamminjohn. I have free packages on there ranging from free to $7. Not a whole lot of money. I would really appreciate it if you supported me a little bit financially. Once again, that's patreon.com/jamminjohn. This is Jammin John saying thanks, goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.